while writing program, you may have encountered error many times. So, and it also breaks your program execution, code execution, and all things, and terminates right after that. Let's suppose if suppose a user takes a is equals to input, and someone entered any string. So what will happen? It will just raise the error, but it's not your fault because what has happened? You want that user to enter the number. You have also sent it like this, enter number. But if after this, even it's like we have simple example here. Even after this, let's say user enter any string. So we are getting these type of errors. It's like value error. So so in order to counter this, we have exception handling in Python. So basically, in general, we have main three different types of error, which are syntax error, runtime error, and logical error. So what are syntax errors? Syntax error basically means syntax is like a grammar. Suppose just like in English, we have noun and adjectives and all. These all have some set of rules that when you need to use verb first form, verb second form like this. In the same way, our Python does have rules. Like suppose if you write print, just say hello. There is no issue with it. It will directly execute it. Okay. Now if I want to print another value with the same I, it also printed. Now let's say I remove comma here. What will happen? Let's see. Okay, somehow this string just joined. Let's go for 2026. It is current year 26. Okay. So here we are getting output. Now let's remove this comma. If I am going to remove this comma, here you can see even VS Code is raising errors, showing that we have something, one problem in this file. Now if I run this, you can say I got invalid syntax. Even Python is returning it as syntax error, invalid syntax. Perhaps you forgot a comma. So this is syntax error. Now what is runtime error? Runtime error is error which happens at a runtime. Suppose you put your code and you are going to enter a number, and then we have okay. Now we are going to print the division of this a upon b. Okay, this is one of the common runtime error which we got to explain. So if I run like this 4 and 5, so there is no error happening, and I am getting exact value. Now let's say if I run here 5, 4, and after that if I do it 0, you can see I am getting zero division error. So basically runtime error can be anything. So in this case I am getting zero division error. Why? Because I have not handled this exception as another condition, and as you know we cannot divide any number by 0. So therefore I got runtime error. Runtime error means your whole code is correct, but it may fail for some conditions, and when those conditions are going to execute, it returns you error. So these errors are called runtime error. Okay, now third one is logical error. Logical error does not return any error with Python. Suppose same code just like this. Okay, but if I say what is this operator, if I say what is this operator, you may not know. If some of you know, then it's good. But this operator, we can use it like in math. 2 power 2 is equals to 4. Basically, it means 2 is multiplied by 2 itself. And let's say we are going to for 3. This means 3 square is equals to 9. But in Python, will it be same? Let's check it. If we do it like this, 3, and we need to pass b as 2. Here we are getting 1. So you know why? Because if you do it, because this operator is not a power operator in Python, it is XOR operation. So if you convert 3 in binary, it will become like 0011. Okay, I'm just taking 5 to the here, and for this we will get maybe 819. I think this one is correct. Basically, this is 1, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3. So this is 2 power 3. Okay, this is 9. Okay, now to try to XOR this. XOR position wise. So what we get? So XOR of 0 and 0 is 0. XOR of 0 and 1. So actually it should not be 9. It should be 2 because we have taken 2. 3 square is 9 which we got as a number. So let's take it as not like this. Okay. Now XOR of two number will be, if they both number are same, then XOR will return the 0. So both first indexes, it's like here is 0, here is 0, 0 and 0, they are same, so it will return 0. Now again 0 because they both are 0. Now next is 0 and 0, it is again going to be 0. Now next is it 1 and 1, it is again going to be 0. Now next one is 0 and 1 because they both are different, so therefore it will become 1. Okay. Okay, so it will become 1. So that's why we got 3 XOR 2 as 1. So basically this is logical error. So instead of printing 3 square, it is getting 3 XOR 2. So this is the means of logical error. So now what is, we need to know about exception. What is exception? Exception basically is object which you need to handle errors. So why we need to handle errors? Because it may stops the program abruptly. So if you want to continue a program, if you want to continue a program without stopping it, you need to use this exception handling. So we have exception handling which is called try except. First go with like this. We have command like this. Okay. We have first one is that try except. Okay, let's say we are going to first execute this zero division error. Okay. For this, try except, we are going to first printing simply error. Okay, now if you run this, so if I run this, what will happen? It has a print 0.0. So okay, so it is 0 upon 2. I need to do 2 upon 0. So I will get error. And this try except block, what will do? It will throw it, it will directly print error instead of 1. So here we are seeing the error. So if I printed 2 upon 0, it is going to give me 0 division error. Okay, so now next one is except block. Okay, I have already explained except block. So we have two exceptions. Like here's first basic simple structure. If you don't know the syntax of some error, just write your syntax and under try block, write your error, write your statement with error, which can cause error basically, which can cause error. And in except, you need to pass it like error message if error occurred. Okay, so that's how you are going to use. And we have next one. We have exception like, let's say, zero division error. Okay, for what, for this what we are going to do? We are going to print error. You got, okay. So for here we are going to return enter error. Here is error. You got zero division. Okay, so now if I run this, here I am getting error, you got zero division. Now let's say for value error. Okay, you can also do it. It is basically like if then else statement, else if statement, but with using except method. So we are going value error and then print error, you got value error. And we are going to change our error syntax, like let's say, because int a is going to give return, can return error. So therefore we are going to check this, and it is returning value error. So you can see I got value error, and let's say if I have something else error, like if I have one example, I can uh, wait a second. Okay, I have one more error, which is the type error. So what does this mean of type error? Suppose if I am writing a equals to 5 plus a, 5 plus 4. Although they are number, but one is in the form of string, so it will return type error. So in this case, it is not a zero division error, it is not value error, therefore it is going to final exception. Just like we have else condition. Just like no condition is matched, so it goes to the last, which is else statement. The same way, no error is matched, it will go to the last exception, which is simply error. And this one will execute runs for n upon 0 error, basically zero division error. In short, I'm writing this type, and this is for value error. Okay, so in this way, you can understand this, the error handling for different. So that's how you have to use except block. Now, so that's what we are handling multiple exception. Here we are handling multiple different types of exception, just like zero division error. So basically, exception is an object of different types of error. Okay, now next one is else. Okay, let's suppose if I don't have any error, let's say I'm going to take input here as b, and what I'm going to do after this, b equals to int input. Okay, enter now. Although I'm saying now, but I'm not going to type now one time. Now obviously I need to show it. So that example. So now else this will run when there is no error. Okay, so I'm going to print in this situation a. Let's say if I, what does this code do? It basically a is equals to 5 plus some number. 5 plus which a number which are going to enter. So 5 plus 5 will be 10, so it should return 10. So I got 10 here. Now let's say if someone else user wants to try error here. Here it says error, you got value error. So what is happening like this? And here in this situation, if my code has error, it will go in any of these blocks. But if my code does not have any error, it will simply goes to else block. So that's how else block will work. Make sure that else block is only going to execute when there is no error. There is not a single error in your try block code. In this block, if you don't have any error, it is directly going to jump to this else block. And if you have error in this block, in try block, it will may run from any of them exception. And if you don't have any exception matched, it will directly skip it. For example, if it is zero division error, it goes to this. If it is value error, it will just going to print. It is just going to execute this block. If it has, okay, now except is for all types of exception. Now let's say if I remove this, let me comment out. So it is now removed. It's not going to execute the Python, and your code does not have in value zero division error, neither value error. So what will happen in this situation? In this situation, so for value error, you got value error, for zero division error, for zero division error, and vice versa. And else one is going to return when you have no error. Now let's get to next one block, which is okay. So finally, our next condition is, so what is finally block? Finally is block which will run every time, whatever you do, whatever you will have an error or don't, if you don't have error. In both situations, it is going to run. It is like print final message. So final is not like main program. It's like final message printed, and even on error, it is also returning final message. But on the error, so basically, there is one more thing. From this block, except block or else block, there is only one block from the combination of except block and else block. There is only one type of block is going to execute, either else or either except, and it is chosen on the basis of this your try block whether it is returning the error or not. If return error, then it is going to break into then it is going to just directly jump into error message, and if not, then it directly goes to else, which is execute a statement. And after that, when they both are complete with else except and else, it directly goes to finally statement. So that's all about try except finally, and it is very useful for your program. Suppose you are getting sometimes error, and let's say here you can handle your error for integer input like this. So it is very useful for programmers to use try except handling. And is so now let's go for next topic. Okay, now next one is raise. Let's say you want to create your own module, which you will going to create after this. If we have next part like, okay, our next part is also modules, in which we are also going to creating one module. Okay, so what we need to do, we have raise statement. What does this raise statement does? It is a statement which is used to create error for a program. For example, if the age is less than 18, let's say we want the user to raise value error, we are not eligible in this way. Okay, here let's see example. Let's first take is equals to. So exception handling is over. Now we have raised. We are now going to raise error. So earlier we are handling the error whenever. Now we are going to create error. Enter your age. Now let's say if age is less than 18, we are going to return error. You are not eligible. Age less than 18. Raise value error. Value error. So we are going to raising a value error. You are not eligible. So you are not eligible. Else then else means you are eligible and you can proceed. Okay, one more thing. We don't even need to use else. But do you know why? Because because it will program directly going to exit for the age less than 18. We are going to welcome those who are above 18. So now let's try to run this. Let's say my age is, let's say, 18. So 18 is not less than 18. It is welcoming me. Now let's for 20, it is again welcome. Now for 50, again for 100, again it's good. Now let's try less than 18. If I try for less than 18, you can see we have successfully created one value error and it's saying you are not eligible. Value error, you are not eligible. So in this way, you can create your own error in your Python. So this then is the value error. Even you can create different types of errors. And Okay, let's try more types of error for built-in exceptions. Like we have first one, one of the most basic one, which is which is a zero division error. Now next one we have, let's try this out first. Okay, so we are going to first check first error, which is zero division error. Now next one is, we have already done this, which is int, checking integer and trying to convert this. Okay, okay, so this one is value error. Next one is, we are going to deal with type error. So we have got now type error, and next one is the index error. Okay, so we have talked about this multiple times. It's like a equals to 1, 2, 3. So it has length of 3. Now if I try to access a of length 4, what will happen? Here we got index error. Next one is key error. Let's say dictionary is equals to like a, and we are setting this to capital A. After this B, and we are setting this to capital B. Okay. Now if we check for D of A, it runs okay. Now if we check for D of C, which we have not done, so in this case we got key error. Next one is the name error. Let's say if I directly do this, X is nothing else, so we are getting name error. Next one is the file not found error, which is, let's say I try to do this. You can say we got file not found error. You may got this error when you are creating file head. When you are handling a file. And the last one, and in this case, in this way we have multiple errors like this. And this the last one is attribute error. Let's say we are trying to append in integer. So here in this case we got attribute error. So these are some of the built-in exceptions which are given by the Python. And just like index error, type error, value error, zero error, key error, name error, file not found error, attribute error. So these are the common errors. Okay, now next topic we are going to deal with exceptions. So how you are going to do it with statement? So it is same as just like using with operation for files. And next one is open. So for open, basically this is a part of file handling which comes also here. And I already tell how we are going to use that. Now let's go with multiple exception handling. I've already covered this. Okay, there is one important part in this. Let's say you don't know what is the error you will going to get. Okay, let's say, okay, so this is our code, and you can see that we have handle one is zero division error and value error. Now let's suppose if we have this type of errors like let's say file not found error. Let's say we have file not found error. Let's say what is going to print. We are just directly going to run this simply because we know it is error. Open some random dot txt. Okay, it is run error open everything. Just wait this. Okay, it is not defined. It is showing error on here in this position. else print file open. File open. And what you're going to do, we are going to put file.close. So we have file equals to open. So now if I run this, you can see I got error. But which type of error is it? How can I know? You can know it by using accept error as E. Okay, so accept exception as E. So what will happen? It will capture an error in the variable E, and after that you are going to use it like this string method, or you can simply print E. That's up to you how you're going to print format, how you're going to format your print. So error, I can do it like error. Now if I run this, so you can see I got error number 2, no such file or directory. So it is saying me that no such file or directory for this. Now on the same note, if I do it like folder slash student.csv, it will not going to give me error this time. Why? Because I have a file in folder, and after it student.csv. So in this case I got file open. So in this case, in this way you can use the exception for your file handling. Now okay, now here we have one basic example. Let's try to execute this. Okay, or should I give? Okay, let's try forcing it once more again. So we are going to try file equals to open, and we are going to take the path from the user. And what will be the path? Path will be the input from the user. Path is equals to input, enter text file path. Okay. Now here can one more thing. Try block is not work alone. So you need to pass one more. This one is it is accept. Without accept, try is not going to work. It will raise error itself, or it is like syntax error for you. Now after that accept. Okay. So in accept case, we are going to write it like in accept case we are going to write like then we are going to use accept exception as E, and we are going to directly just print E. No more. We are simply just going to print E. Else, if we don't have error, so we want to read this file. Suppose we are reading file. Okay, so print. I'm just writing this in short form. So just try except else, and after this file dot load, and finally print program executed successfully. So in this way you can run a program for this, and let's run this. So let's try to enter the path, and we are going to enter the path like, let's say I don't have file.txt in the same file. Program executed successfully, and I exit this and also raise the error, but my program is completely safe. Now let's enter like this folder slash file.txt. So you can see we have in previous class, previous lecture, if you notice, we have written some text in file.txt. The first line, second line, third line, fourth line, and we got this here. So in this case, in this way, you can run your file run the, I mean, you can run a try except else and finally. This is whole statement you can use. And you can also handle it like file not found error. It's like we have, okay, except, let's say if I write except file, here you can see file not found error. I'm getting it. So I'm going to just print file not found error. Simply I have to send this. Now let's try it again. Here I got file not found error. Okay, so in this case, so in this way, you are going to use try except else block and with a terminal point for. Okay, we're also going to create one calculator. Okay, this one is going to be interesting because calculator will take different types of error. It can raise different types of error. So that's a equals to int input, and this will raise type error. I think. To pass in integer, so no, it is going to return value error, and we can also get zero division error. And after this, we are not going to get this type of error. There attribute error. Okay, so let's make this three error system. It's like we may get value error for if we pass an integer different value. We may get 10 zero division error if it is division by 0, and we may get path error. I'm also going to input the path. So I will increase error, enter path of your file. Okay. So what I'm going to enter number 2, enter value for e, enter value for a. Okay, now after this, what we are going to do, we are going to read some file and compare some values. Okay, it's like file equals to open path, and we are going to read that file. And while reading, what we are going to compare, we are going to compare like okay, it will only going to store some of the data. So file dot I can do it like this for I in file dot read line, and I'm also going to store one thing, which is L is equals to, in first one we are going to store a plus b, second one is a minus b, third one is a upon b, fourth one is a into b, or you can make it I want to serialize it like this. Okay, now after this, let's save let's save in data file type file dot read line. Okay, for more simple, what we're going to uh, let's say I file or I in file dot read line Okay, I need to first strip this line. So what I am going to do, I will first strip this line. So data is equals to line dot strip. So it is going to remove that, and also I need to convert this into float. Why float? Because my answer may be in float for reason is, or let me make even this for float. So I'm getting floating for reason. Okay. Now what I'm going to now I'm going to compare this data. So first time index is 0. Index is 0. Index equals to 0. And after this, what I'm going to do, we can simply like compare this if data is not equals to L of index, print not matched. Else we are going to print matched. Okay, now so this is our basic program. Now what I want to do is I want to handle some of the case like suppose if some user entered string value in that. So I want to handle for except value error. For that we are going to print you can in first order you can enter only decimal numbers or integers. Okay, now second thing which we can got error like we have file not found error. Okay, so except file not found error, print this file does not exist. I can pass it like path and make sure to use app for this method at the beginning of the string. And third error which I may got which is zero division error. Print f cannot divide by 0. Try another values. Now let's say if some another error is going to occur and we don't know. So for that we can use it like except exception as e, or even you can write it like error print error and else. Okay, so this thing can we can move this in else part also. Why? Because this thing is only needed if the error is not occurred. Okay. Now after that we need for find. Then so find is like just for program and okay, so this is how we are going to use try except multiple exception handler, and for general and exception like as error we have taken, and else will execute this, and finally we're going to print this error. So now let's try to do. So let's try to execute this. You can also move it by this one arrow. Okay. And this one do this. Now if I run this, so here it is asking me for value A. Let's say I add any non-string value. So you can see it return me, you can enter only decimal number or integer. Now after this, I have file not found error. So let's say 3, 2, any name you can just give. So it is saying the file does not exist as JKDLS and program ended successfully. Now let's try for 0, 1, 4, 0. So here you can see it is giving ZeroDivisionError. So in this way, you can create your own program for your exception handling case. And let's also make one thing that let's say I was going to create file here also. So that file.txt. So 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now let me run this. So 0, 0. Now if I run this, and let's say I want to pass first row as 0, next row as anything, and pass a file as file.txt. So here you can see it is saying not match for some reason. That also print the value of the data. It is not going to match data and L of index. Let's try this one more time. Okay, L of index is returning 1. So this is basically what is happening here. This is logical error and I am trying to debug in that point. So here I am getting all of this like in this way, and after that I'm going to file.txt. Okay, I created one error. Why? Because I have not updated value of index. Index plus equals to 1. Now if I run this, 0 and 1, file.txt. Here you can say two values are matched and two are not matched. So in this case, in this way you can debug your own logical errors and handle your rest of the errors like this. So next is trademark input validation. Okay, what we need to do in this, you can create the try except else. For example, if user input negative numbers or value error if it is taken. So try to create this one program by yourself. I've shown you one example. If you want to take a snapshot of this, you can take like this. And that's all for it. And in next lecture, we are going to learning about modules. So different types of modules, like the first thing we are going to learn about how to import modules. Although we are importing PSP and Pickle normally, but we are going to learn in depth about these functions and libraries. And also at the end, we are going to create our own module. So stay tuned for that.